Cradle, Dogs of Fount, Chapter 28, Part 2. They walked in amiable silence for a handful of moments until Porter noticed Mike's house coming up on the left side of the street. It was a rustic red house with a precise lawn and trimmed hedges. There was a Higgs Pilot in the driveway, a sedan made to look contemporary and sporty. They had been walking in the street near the curb because there had been a pit mix in one of the yards near the corner, and Inez was not as trusting as Porter. They walked up Mike's driveway and up to the door. Porter knocked. They waited for a moment, then a middle-aged, dyed blonde, golden-skinned woman opened the door with a white smile. "Hello, Mrs. Joss. I'm friends with Mike, and this is Inez," Porter spoke politely. "Oh, hello, Porter." "Geez," she put her hand to her chest. "How have you been, since, Never mind, sweetie. Come in, y'all. He's in the basement." Mrs. Joss led them through the neat living room with white leather couches and what looked like a white bear rug. The tea kettle whistled in the kitchen to the left, and it was all white and bright in there. They made it to the door of the basement, just beyond the staircase leading upstairs, and Mrs. Joss opened the door. "Mike, Porter Guild and Inez are here," she announced. "Really? Okay, I guess. Send them down," Mike called. "Go ahead, y'all." Porter and Inez creaked and cracked down the stairway and into the LED-lit basement. There was a table completely covered with a train model landscape with trees, mountains, grass, the works. At another table, there was what looked like to Porter to be the innards of computers. Some were scattered randomly about, and others were in plastic tubs and cardboard boxes, along with electrical wires colored black, red, white, and green. Mike was at a desk that looked pretty small for him, but it was clear that he was comfortable, or at least accustomed to it. His hair was very dark brown and cut with a little fade in the back. He looked up at the two visitors inside. "What's up, Porter?" Mike asked. "Hey, what's up, Mike?" Porter greeted. "Inez and I were at the park over there on Yorkshire and Shula, and I was telling Inez about this idea for a competition." "Ah, computer building," Mike answered. "How'd you?" Porter began. "People think it's all I think about, so if I just put computer into the idea, I pretty much am right most of the time," Mike explained without looking up from the work he was doing to what Porter thought was a giant microchip. "I see how that works," Inez said. "Good luck with Baxter. He's a conservative," Mike said. "What's that mean?" Inez asked. "It means he's afraid of computers," Porter answered. "And people with darker skin," Mike added and laughed. "I don't think that's true," Porter answered. "I overheard him talking about lunch lady Blanche. He was making fun of her because he said she was almost black," Mike said. "We're basically all the same," Porter asserted. "We all know that, but those conservatives joke about dark skin all the time. Anyway, if you want me to help you out, just let me know what you need," Mike explained. "Do you have any working computers?" Inez asked. Mike looked up from his work like he couldn't believe she just asked that. "Like any with monitors?" Inez went on. Mike laughed for a bit. "Monitors? That's illegal, right?" Porter thought he had a shot. "So what, you got one or not?" Porter asked. "Yeah, but you can't tell anyone or we could all get in big trouble. If you rat me out, I'll tell them." "Ooh, a computer," Porter joked. "Nobody's going to rat you out, man." Mike clicked off his yellow-handled soldering iron and carefully placed it on the desk. He stood up and motioned them to follow. They walked to the back left corner of the basement where there was a flimsy-looking white door. Mike took out some keys from his jeans and opened the door. He pulled the ball chain for the light, and that was the first time Porter had ever seen a complete computer in his life in person. It was yellowed in the boxy console, and the glass of the monitor reflected Porter as a little fat boy.